Hello, hello. We are live. Axxicus here. We're going deep into Last Epoch today, and we're just gonna set this. Maybe there's a future in it, who knows? But thanks everyone for supporting and for being here. I really appreciate it. Gonna get going on the Druid in just a moment, but just want to do some shameless self-promotion here before we get going. Popping open some Discord. Boom. And in the Last Epoch server, so it doesn't work as well over there. All right. So welcome again. I'm Axxicus, your casual gaming dad, and we're diving deep into Last Epoch today. Back after dipping into some D4 earlier in the week and checking out that gauntlet. Truth of the matter is, this is the game that's been on my mind that whole time, so it's only right that I'm back blasting here with a level 90 swipe Werebear Druid, and we are into the empowered Monolith system now. Been trying that out, and really it's just about grinding it out to 100. I think some better gear is beginning to unlock. That's been my experience in terms of what's been dropping lately, so I'm on the lookout for that. It's probably going to be a spec change incoming because I'm noticing this build hitting a bit of a wall as I increase the corruption in these monoliths. But throughout the rest of the stream, we're going to be tackling one of these empowered monoliths, maybe from front to back. We'll see if we have enough time. I'm also going to be talking about D4 and Last Epoch, trying to really illustrate my thoughts on my experience with both games so far. And there may be time, we'll see. We might try to squeeze in a few dungeons because I've got a few prophecies here that are all about completing dungeons, and I've got a stash tab full of keys here that I can use. So lots going on today, but first and foremost, we are just diving in to empowered monoliths, and there's one in particular that I want to try, and I could basically get a prophecy reward for completing that one. So I believe that one is the Fall of the Empire. Yeah. So right now, the blessing I've received there is a 12% increased relic shard drop rate. So blessing. But I think completing this empowered monolith is going to increase that blessing, or let me choose another one in its place, which may be the case. Who knows? But in any event, we're going to head over to Fall of the Empire, and we're going to start blasting. Crack open the first bubbly of the day. If you know, you know. Check out the subreddit and try not to laugh. So here we are. We're going to go ahead and try to open that monolith map, but we see that now when you're into these empowered monoliths, you have a choice. You can do a normal monolith, and it will load the previous progress you made through this monolith. And you can take down the Shade of Orbis and increase your corruption, which will go up to a maximum of 50. Or you can go into Empowered now, which if it's your first time, it will reset the monolith. It'll be a brand new map. But the minimum corruption when you start is 100. Okay, so that's the one we're going to do. I got a nice new map. And this is the point now where at 100 corruption, enemies have 60% more health and damage. Which basically means the modifiers become hugely important. You notice the modifier on the right there is high health enemies deal 25% increased damage. And there's a little 3 next to the icon. That means, I think that means that's going to last for 3 echoes. So if I click into this echo, that's 1. And the next 2 echoes, that modifier is going to be in place. So then when I select my next one, I have to be very careful that I'm not stacking on like deadly or high damage or increased damage modifiers, or we're going to be in a world of hurt. The other thing I'm really after is experience, because I just want to grind it out and try to hit the max level, which is 100. And this is like one of those cases where you really have to make a choice, because I want these 2 experience nodes, but is it at the expense of enemies doing 20% increased damage? I mean, the next 2 mods are pretty decent. I don't know. I might want to branch out somewhere else. No, let's go. Balls to the wall. 20% increased damage and some experience. That's what it's about. But I have to say, I love those choices that we get to make as players. They feel consequential, and it feels like you can strategize a bit. Strategizing is, I think, what keeps me coming back to any game, that is. There's a theory that as you get older, it's really strategy games that are the timeless classics that will be the ones that interest and engage you long after you even realize you're not into video games anymore or something like that. But we know that won't be the case. Interesting generation we've grown up in here, no doubt about it. But this is an ARPG. It's not trying to be anything else, but you do get to strategize around it and within it, and that's highly engaging for me. And you know, considering myself a casual gamer, it's what keeps me coming back for more. So I've been noticing on the chat that things are buggy. Dungeons seem bugged, and that was my personal taste. The tooltip looked incredibly buggy there for that set item that dropped. Yeah, we're gonna dip into the faction in a moment and talk a little bit about prophecies. That is another reason I'm doing what I'm doing right now in this game, which so far, again, remembering that I provide a casual perspective from that of a gaming dad who's got a lot going on outside of video games in everyday life. But what keeps me coming back and what keeps me engaged and thinking about a game. It's a good thing, and it's very few and far between games do that for me. Okay, we're already done the first one, and that was 20% increased damage. And I seem to be completely fine there. I didn't feel like I was at any level of threat. So we'll just keep banging it out. Now I get to go into these experience nodes. Both of them have the same modifier. Oh no, they don't. Enemies have 25% increased health, not good, and focus on attacking players. And they've already got 20% increased damage. Or rare enemies have 50% increased cooldown recovery speed. Okay, well this one opens the gate to 3 possible options. So I think I'll just go up. So rare enemies, there are fewer of them, but it's definitely not a good thing for them to have 50% cooldown, but hopefully I'm killing them quite a bit faster than to have to worry about that. Love walking into some haste shrines. The other thing about this game that I find very rewarding is just the increase in the challenge as you build skills and experience. That is the exact equation that game designers use, or should use. Not every game accomplishes it. To generate flow state. Right? Flow state is where the challenges exactly meet the skills that you have. So, you know, I always equate this to a game of Tetris, right? When you start a game of Tetris, it's moving very slow. You get a little chance to get grounded and figure some things out. And then as you increase in skill and your points build, it starts to go faster and faster. Well, this game has done that principle for quite a long time now. I'm at about 75 hours on this game right now. Level 90 Druid. I'm not going super fast. I'm not one of the big blasters, but I'm enjoying the hell out of it. And the reason is because I'm trying to get to the point here. Flow state. The challenge is always matching my skill, and it's keeping me right on the edge. So through the campaign, through monoliths, and now empowered monoliths, I'm not outgrowing the difficulty of the game yet, and there's still room to grow, and there's still room for the challenge to grow. So not many games can engage you like that for 75 plus hours, and I'm impressed with that. Quick check on some of the loot. So really what I'm hoping for is some quite a bit higher level loot than what I'm wearing. Like I've got 85 boots. That's probably the highest level of something that I have. But some of these stats and some of the forging I've done already is going to be tough to part with. All right, so we've got just the one modifier right now, that the rare enemies have increased cooldown speed. So maybe now is a good time to go back down and get a bit more experience to take on the 25% increased health, which also I don't find that one to be too much of a problem. the focus on attacking players, that's kind of a good thing for a Werebear Druid who does all of his damage in melee. All right. So this is one of those rare enemies with increased cooldown speed, but I'm making pretty quick work of it to really have to worry too much about whatever ability is cooling down. Ooh, that's a nice rampage right there. Ooh, loot filter showing up right here. I think it's just some armor. Some say that monoliths are repetitive, and I have felt that at points. I mean, part of me does feel like, oh my god, 75 hours, I'm level 90 here. Like, it's really slowing down. It's pretty tough to gain a level even through empowered monoliths at this point, but I don't find them too repetitive because, again, you're making decisions throughout. You're making decisions on which modifiers you want. You're making decisions about which direction to go. You're making decisions about which rewards best suit you in the moment. And that doesn't feel repetitive to me. That's what I'm saying. All right. So on the Werebear Druid, there was someone I wanted to shout out. It's Lizard IRL. I appreciate this guy because on max roll, he put a guide up for this swipe Werebear Druid, and when my homebrew Druid build, which was a Werebear Druid, by the way, it's my class fantasy. It's the only reason I've decided to play this character like this. Hit a wall getting into the monolith system originally, probably around like level 70. I consulted this swipe Werebear Druid guide on max roll written by Lizard IRL, and it changed the game for me. It taught me a few things about how passives were used in a different way than I was thinking, and same with the skills and the skill trees. I wasn't stacking enough points into the best abilities, and so the swipe Werebear Druid, thanks to Lizard IRL, has gotten me through everything I've wanted to in this game. It's been quite an enjoyable experience so far, so thanks Lizard IRL. Pop in on Lizard IRL stream right now. Oh, he's streaming. He's got a level 97 something. Ooh, and it's absolutely destroying a monolith. With 200 corruption. Wow. Okay. Cool. Shout out Lizard IRL. Back to the empowered monolith here. Where do I want to go next? That is the question. There's another experience tab here. But high health enemies have to deal 25% increased damage. This is always a good rune. Or modifier. 50% chance to receive a glancing blow. I don't find that too consequential most of the time. 18% health and damage, no good. Where are we going? Okay. We can just have this one again. Yeah, let's do that. We're just gonna stack this 25% increased health and focus on me. That's good. See those enemies focus me there? Right into, they played right into my hand. The thing about this game is, I mean, this is just my first playthrough, my first experience with any character. There are 5 classes that spec into a total of 15 different masteries, and then all kinds of variations within that. The potential to learn and grow and continue to be challenged by this game is just immense. I love that. Big capital orange text is for helpful affixes that I can use in crafting. And we got ourselves a good old-fashioned ambush here. Whenever you see missiles coming in, go immediately to those and take that threat out. All right.
Yes.
Let's see what we got here. Too bad about all the implicits there. Well, nothing really doing.
Take care.
And are you going to beat the stash and inventory space and customization of this game? All these features just have the user in mind. So kudos to the development team. All right, we're going to get up to this beacon. The beacon unveils a nice bit of the map so that we can plot our route forward, and then shortly we're going to be unlocking the first quest. So if I want to go through the quest line again in the empowered monolith, then I can unlock a node that will allow me to summon the Shade of Orbis, and if I kill that, the corruption will increase. So I can do that, or I can just keep blasting the monolith. In any event, we're going to try to go through it front to back here, so let's keep moving and making our way through. Some things are starting to get hurty, and that's the high health enemies doing 25% increased damage. So if I haven't damaged an enemy yet, then they're liable to hurt me. I think high health is above 75%. For stuff like that, you can always just whip up the game guide. High health, it's under terminology there. Oh, at least 65% max health. Love that. Don't have to tab out and go to some resource guide. Although again, shout out resource guides. It'd be impossible for me to enjoy games like this without them. I like the rhythm of the swipe Werebear Druid rampaging forward as far as I can go. Look at that. That's a nice one. I'm just going to keep going. Warcry. Maul. Oh, get out of there. It's plenty tanky, but it dies a bit too if you're not careful. But you know what? I like that. I like that. I like the chance there is to die. That's what makes something exciting and engaging. And that's what I find about the abilities, monster abilities in this game, is some of them are devastating, but they're all visible and preventable, right? So I can clearly see I'm being pelted with these necrotic rocks right now. I'm happy to stand in there and tank them right now, but I know they're coming, and I can do what I need to do to move out of the way. You don't always get that in ARPGs. They've really carefully thought out the combat here to be very, well, at least the visibility, to be very player friendly. Oh man, ranged enemies are that I have not damaged are getting the best of me here. Gotta go make sure I damage all the enemies. I'll be looking forward to that modifier ceasing to exist. Okay, let's see what's going on with these modifiers, because I want to do this beacon, but also... Also, the beacon is quite challenging when you have to stay in that circle. I don't want high health enemies dealing 25% increased damage in there. So I think I'm going to have to go pick up another... Either increase cooldown, enemies heal if they've not been damaged recently. That one's not bad. Or enemies have a 50... Yeah, why don't I do this one now? And that unlocks an experience anyways. Good, good. Week off for work, and it's really just been around enjoying my hobby this week and having a creative outlet outside of work for myself. I find that's very helpful. Gives me purpose in life. Teaches my kid that you can still have fun in your life, but be productive. And it's been a great time. I've had a really enjoyable week off. I've had some lovely brunches with my wife at some local restaurants that, you know, things we don't normally get to do when we're busy working. So all in all, it has been an amazing week off, amazing week putting out some videos, and an amazing week of streaming during business hours. Might have to do that more regularly. We'll start a 4-day work week and stream on day 5. Ooh. Love a haste shine for the Werebear Druids. See how much faster I'm swiping there? Boom. Ooh, should we do it all? Let's get spicy. This could be the death of me. Because I gotta remember to go freaking injure everything. It's a lot to keep track of, plus an exiled mage. Okay, I want these guys out of here though. Oh, tried to get out of the way. Ooh, I need some potions. But I gotta go into the thick of it to get him. Yeah, I'm asking for this. Oh my gosh, those Scorpion Death Ray Necrotic Beams. Yeah, I've noticed those hurt along the way. Ooh, get out. Still, the Exiled Mage is kicking. But I think I triaged those threats pretty well. Boom. Fun. Like, that is just fun. That's what I'm talking about right there. I'm a filthy casual. I've got a sub subpar build, I think many would say, in comparison to what's out there. But I found a moment in the game where I felt epic. Epic! And that, folks, is what gets the dopamine flowing. And that is what makes my neurochemistry happy. So I just see a lot of promise in this game. And I'm quite happy about it. So all right, dump some keys. That might not be a bad idol at some point. It's a good one to salvage. I feel like I can really use a better amulet.
Yes.
Yet to find one, though. Part of me, it is true that I don't fully know exactly what I'm always looking for, but... Okay, so now enemies have a 50% chance to receive a glancing blow. That's a much better modifier for me going into this beacon than what was there before. The high health enemies doing 25% more damage. So now I feel confident about getting this beacon down. And these are these little decisions, strategic decisions that you get to make, which... let's just say it helps keep an old mind feel young again. Rampage could work better. It's a great skill. It's really fun when you hit a long rampage line, but I feel like there are some enemies that you should be able to rampage through. It's also gotten me into trouble more often than not on some bosses because I can't rampage effectively. And there's some aspects of the environment that get in the way. It doesn't seem like I could ever rampage on or around stairs, and I don't know. Have you guys ever seen a grizzly bear run? They're incredibly agile. Like, a set of 6 stone stairs is not throwing off the momentum of a rampaging grizzly bear. So, Rampage is great. Werebear Druid is really fun in terms of the class fantasy. Might not be the S tier build that some of us are looking for to crush the game. But, all that said, I think Rampage could do more. Okay, one of my favorite parts of the game is staying in this circle to light this beacon. But because I changed that modifier just before we got into this echo, I'm making pretty quick and easy work of this one. Alright, another one bites the dust. So now a bunch more of the map is going to be revealed. That's probably a really good chest for one build or another. Okay, let's see what the beacon has revealed. Oh, it revealed another beacon. It's an okay path to get there. Or another beacon up here. but those are not modifiers I care to trifle with right now. Either one of those. 18% increased health and damage, or 12% increased damage and 200% increased critical strike chance. No. Alright. So I guess we want to go over to this beacon, or maybe I can get up from here. Movement, speed, and damage, 25. I'll resist. So yeah, this is the way. Thanks for tuning in. We are on a level 90 swipe Werebear Druid, and we're blasting Empower Monoliths. And I love walking into a shrine like that. Yes, please. This monolith has 100 corruption right now. And we're just making through the monolith to fulfill some prophecies. We're getting to see the swipe Werebear Druid in action. Pretty good build, pretty fun build, very tanky, high sustainability. And even despite this increase in resistances for all these enemies, things are going down pretty smooth. Here's a good showcase of single target damage. Nothing too impressive, but it gets the job done. Even despite these void missiles coming at me. So I want that rune of research. Okay, well, glad I came down and explored this useless part of the map here. Let's go back up. May as well collect that chest. The prophecies have been such a great system to keep you motivated to play the game. I think it's fair to say that. Basically choose the loot you want to receive when you're done just playing the game as you normally would, or as it's intended to be played. How ridiculous was it in Diablo 4 on launch when the most effective tactic to reach level 100 was doing normal dungeon trash over and over again? That's stupid and pointless. And don't get me wrong, I was in Blind Burrows doing it with the rest of you. Like an addict. But you're telling me that this empowered monoliths isn't a far superior system to keep one engaged by playing the game as it's intended? And the prophecies that go along with it, miles ahead of D4 at launch. Miles ahead. All right, misshapen remains, go to sleep. Good night. Melee lightning damage. It's a nice stat for me to hang on to. Okay, keep the keys. Trash the rest. Whoops.
Yes. Take care.
All right, back to it. So we're getting over to this beacon, and we got one more echo to go through, which is gonna help high health enemies take 25% less damage. That's in addition to having plus 25% to all resistances. So things might be a little more sticky through the next few echoes, but oof, walk into a chest there. Nice. We'll just keep going north. Oh, there is an exiled mage down south, though. There's a nice rampage. So I'll have to go this way. If you see missiles being launched at you of any kind, run to them and kill that thing that is throwing them. Okay, another amulet there. Hopefully that's the one. It's been a while since I've replaced the Ami. Okay, we gotta kill this husk. Dare say, probably don't want to stand in that fiery flame circle thing that he's or she is doing. Don't want to assume anything about these evils. All right. Okay. I think I can deal with that. The only thing is the spell damage would be better off being something, and the throw damage on the implicit isn't that great. This provides great resistance. Dodge, but yeah, you know what? None of them are. It's still just not the one. So no point in wasting too much time. Okay. So now we got a bit of a problem. Got high health enemies taking 25% less damage. Not the worst. I can overcome that. But they've still got 25% to all resistances. Want to see if there's one other echo that I can do that will drop the 25% to all resistances, but be a little more favorable. No. Okay, well this will just stack the... Okay. Yeah, so that one's the one. I almost forgot though, I have a passive here to assign. Alright, so this is the way she's shaping up. I think right now I'm buffing aspect of the boar. So additional damage reduction and increased health regeneration. that can only help, especially as the corruption continues to build. All right, 91. So we already gained a level since the stream started. And we're making our way through this empowered monolith. Great endgame system, in my opinion. Okay, that was easy to find the void gate. Yeah, sometimes it's so worth it just to do an extra echo before the one you really want, just to get those modifiers right. And this is an example of that. This was a fairly short echo, and it's just going to help substantially with the one I really want to do, which is the beacon. Ooh, guy hurdy. I've always loved this enemy, this void horror. Yeah, ever since the campaign, they looked deadly. Okay. Ooh, we got a Werebear form helm. Perfect. Let's shatter that before I forget. What else do we got? I'll take that lightning damage.
Yes.
All right.
Take care.
So I think I picked some experience there. Oh, good. Helped get a bar. The rewards are plentiful, bros. Another thing that helps me keep coming back for more. All right, let's do this beacon and get a whole bunch of more echoes revealed. And then it's probably time to think about doing those first 2 quests. They're optional. I might just keep blasting. Nectar of the Gods, Raspberry Bubbly. Love starting an echo with a nice long rampage. How about 2? Oh, walled it. Bricked it into the wall. Ooh, here's some density. Oh yeah, I'll just keep going as long as I can. Hard to slow down a moving bear. Yeah, so earlier the week I popped back into D4, checked out the gauntlet on my charge barb, and honestly I thought it was better than I expected, but I think that's more of a mindset of not expecting much anymore from Blizzard at the present moment. But I was pleasantly surprised by the size of the map, for one. The demo made it seem like it was going to be a more confined area. And also the shrines and the pillars were far more plentiful than I imagined. Still, like, everyday echoes are far more dense and challenging. I kind of prefer the density and the risk of dying, to be honest. So in any event, the first day I'm trying the gauntlet, managed to like get up to like probably about like place 60, but it was very early on after the patch. So, I mean, it was 60 and then fell to 300 or something like that. And then it started to become clear that you needed an affix on your boots and your amulet for shrine buff duration. That was how to increase your score. So I spent about 300 million gold re-rolling my 2 pieces of gear for shrine buff duration, and sure enough, like just an extra 200,000 on the score, me doing the same route over and over. I like the challenge, the idea that, like, you know, we're gonna give a level playing field to everyone for the most part, and have at it. Try to master this and get the highest possible score you can. I like that system as a system. But after about 30, 35 tries, I got pretty bored. And my score really only improved to about like I think 570K was my highest. I think it put me in the top 300 somewhere. But
Yes.
the mechanics that are emerging about elites respawning and just like all these kind of like mysterious things, and am I really going to spend my time maxing the optimization of this character to get 1,000,000 points on this gauntlet for my name on a leaderboard? I do like the name on the leaderboard thing, not going to lie, but the time and effort and that I need to put in to make a dent in that, it's not that interesting or engaging to me. The whole time I was actually thinking about this druid and something like those beacon echoes that we just crushed. Those are more fun to me than the gauntlet any day of the week.
Yes.
So it is what it is. I'm back into Last Epoch. This is what's bringing me joy right now in the gaming world. And I like the learning experience that I'm having here. Okay, so what did we reveal? Nothing too special. So at this point, I think the strategy should really be try to get as far away from the start as I possibly can. So I'm going to try to estimate. So they'll be up here. This looks like the farthest out node, or another beacon there. Unfortunately, I have to go through some pretty rough affixes to get to that beacon, so I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't like anything that says enemies are deadly. This looks like a possible path up here, though. Okay, we're going to go that away, starting with some arena keys. Thanks for tuning in, folks. The name's Axxicus. I'm just a casual gaming dad. And I'm really into Last Epoch right now. I've been grinding this pretty hard for a few weeks. I'd say getting about 80 hours into this journey right now. Yeah, I'm only level 91. I'm taking my time, having fun. And I think it's fair to say playing just a class fantasy build. Not a big blaster that's crushing the game right now, although I do want to have some fun with some of those builds emerging. I'm planning to respec this Druid at some point when it hits the next wall. I saw there's a fellow who posts a lot of Last Epoch content. I think it's Action RPG. His name's Aaron. And he posted a really interesting looking Druid build that uses that Swarm Blade form. So that looks like a really nice balance of speed and power. And it's not very gear dependent as well. So other than kind of respecking and remastering my skills and passives, which does seem like it's going to be a little bit annoying, but it's I know other games can be even more punishing in that regard. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to experimenting a little bit more with the Druid and seeing how far I can take this thing. It's definitely fun. You know, I played Diablo 4 on launch as a pulverized Druid because, like I said, this is just a class fantasy. Whenever I play Dungeons and Dragons, any ARPG, if Werebear Druid is an option, I'm playing it. So it's no different in Last Epoch. And I think I've enjoyed it more in Last Epoch than I did in D4 on launch. Got better a little in Season 2 because I played it again in D4. But out of the box, this is a great Werebear Druid experience. It's a little more fast-paced, moving, hard-hitting. Like the swipe here is what really makes it feel epic. D4 was only really doing the maul or pulverize. Yeah. What else can I say about the two games? That seems to be the hot button issue out there right now. D4, Last Epoch. Got a bit of experience in both games now. I would even call myself, let's be honest, if you go back and like look at my content, I played D3 for 10 years and D4 pretty heavily. I'm a Diablo fanboy. Takes a lot for a game to pull me away from that, if I'm totally honest. But Last Epoch is doing it for me right now. Cool, 3 legendary potential, but on a shield that I'm not too keen on. Yeah, so I've got the loot filter lighting up any resistance that's on any idol, but truth of the matter is, unless it's like an amazing second stat to go with that, I just brick them. I got a whole inventory tab of idols, and I've got all of my resistances pretty well tuned right now.
Take care.
All right, where to? Right, we're getting as far away from as possible. Got 18% chance to slow. Huh. Enrage at half health. I mean, that's not a bad path either. I'm gonna go up here now. It's a little detour. Oh, I like these ones. Defeat the waves. Oh no, not these rock guys though. I better take this reflective shrine off the bat. I don't want to take any chances. Especially with these affixes and rage at half health. Ooh, I'm getting a little choppy in the game. Oh, missiles, missiles. Kill the missile throwers. Missiles. See what other kind of shrines are in and around here. Oh, I saw that coming. I didn't react fast enough. Man, I find this taking like all of my focus and concentration. I love that about a game. Ah, out of there. The density is notable. Man, I'm not seeing any more shrines anywhere. Whew. Huge packs of thingies. Void wings. Okay, I gotta get rid of these rock throwing a-holes. All right. Whew. See? Sweating, shaking a little. Those are the kind of feelings I want when I'm spending time just playing a game. Like, it was, I felt I was at threat of dying. And talking about both of these games here, D4 and Last Epoch, this is one thing I actually liked about Abattoir of Zir in Season 2 D4, is the threat of dying. And when you die, the run is over. I like that little bit of an element of hardcore when you're a filthy casual softcore player. And even though dying in an echo doesn't like end the monolith or anything like that, it does still suck. You don't want to die and lose the rewards of most echoes. But yeah, just that feeling of you could die, and if you do die, it sucks, but you just get to carry on from there is a nice happy medium for me. So we're moving out as far away from the start as we can. We're getting pretty far out there now. We've breached the stability for the second quest, but I won't look at and deal with those quests until I stabilize it enough to do all three. I got about another 15 minutes before I need a sanctioned break. So let's just keep blasting and we'll see if we can get stable enough to challenge those quests on the other side of the break. Okay, so we got enemies enraging at half health, and we got rare enemies cooldown speed. I don't think that rare guy lasted long enough to do either of those things. Ooh, nice rampage. Go up and get that shrine. Uh-oh, ranged. Little break in human form. I'll go up first. Try out that shrine stunning. Good, I'll take that. It's got to basically single target this thing down. Okay, and now down south to kill the other bone spire. Stop and get this other shrine. Oh, there's two down here. Haste. Yes, my favorite one. Nice. Haste and reflective. An invincible, frenzied beast. You enemies are no match at this point. Well, maybe except for you ranged guy throwing a frosty ice ball thing. Nice. Done and done. I love the speed at which you move through this and collect your rewards. I might just check if I have one of those with legendary potential. Don't. I'll just hang on. You never know what other builds I want to try. I'm going to take the stats off of that one. Oops.
Yes. Take care.
All right, moving on. Okay, we got... This is why we move as far away from the start as we can, because we wanted this, whatever it's called. This is where the Shade of Orbis is spawned, and if I defeat this, it resets the timeline and increases the level of corruption. So, I do want to do that eventually. Oh, and there's 2 here, which is really cool. So I have options, 30% endurance or 18% chance to slow on hit when I get there. But for now, I just want to try to stabilize the rift more. So to do that, staying far away is better. It's a pretty good fix. The further you are from the start, the more stability you're gaining for each echo. And that's what it's all about now, stabilizing this Monoliths timeline. Or slaying enemies to reveal the objective. So I'm hunting for density. There we go. Beautiful rampage there. I don't know if that was like the limit though, or what stopped it, because I had plenty of rage left, but something from the environment or an enemy got in the way, and I didn't think there was anything there to warrant stopping that rampage. Loves me a haste shrine. Let's go. Another one bites the dust. Pick up some health potions. See how there's no loading screens there? You know? Teleport out, pick up your rewards, go to the next one. Very limited time on loading screens, which I know is kind of a funny meme about this game when it launched, but it's obviously come a long way from that. But compared to Diablo 4, when you're doing, I guess one of the things you can consider end game activity there is killing Duriel for Uber Uniques. I mean, you play for an hour and most of that time is spent on a loading screen or in town sorting out what if you got any loot to upgrade. So it's not a very engaging gaming experience. Now, I did that for 2 seasons, so they're doing something right. But I'm having a lot more fun doing this system, continuously adequately rewarded, crafting the best gear available, and just watching my character grow to be able to take on sort of the endless or infinite difficulty that this game provides. Very cool system. It's got a lot of promise for me, and I'm really happy playing this game right now. What can I say? Yeah, Season 4, D4 is going to have to be mega. It's going to have to be mega. You just look at the difference in the 2 gaming studios, right? You've got Blizzard, that's been acquired by Microsoft, that just underwent back in December pretty significant round of layoffs. And given the fact I work in tech, I know that feeling. I've been at a company that's been acquired and where people have eventually lost their jobs or moved on. It's not a good vibe. It is not a good vibe in the company. No matter what your job is and what your role, there are things out of your control that are completely distracting you from doing the job that you've been hired to do. So it's just impossible for people at Blizzard not to be feeling that right now, because that is what's going on at their organization. On the flip side, you've got 11th Hour Games that started this as a passion project, were independently funded, grew along the way, eventually releasing the 1.0 version of their game through a modern development approach, by the way, like listening to customers' feedback and implementing it. And I think that's the biggest thing that speaks to the difference in these 2 products, Last Epoch and let's just call it Season 3 of D4. And I don't know, there's not much more to say about it than that. So, like, if I'm an investor, I'm putting my money on this studio that's up and coming, that's listening to their customers, that's growing a community, strong community and player base, I might add. Then, you know, the one that's on the decline, it's having some pretty major organizational issues, and who's come to basically just not being sure what to expect from that. So
Yes.
that's where I'm at, yo. What can I say? All right, couple more echoes. Then I gotta take a bit of a break and refuel. Enemies enrage at half health. Maybe I'll go further out. 18% chance to slow. That's good. Okay, this is almost getting to the 3 quests. Probably 1 or 2 more echoes. Little knuckle crack for good luck. Starting off with a little unique spear. Reveal yourself. Gate of Sacrifice. Yeah, God forbid that I rampage down a set of perfectly carved stone stairs. Come on. It's a raging grizzly bear. I think he can handle that. Magical raging grizzly bear, might I add. He can shoot lightning from his claws, but he can't rampage downstairs. Maybe that'll be in 2.0. Nice. Quick, quick, quick. Moving on. No loading screen. Collect my loot. Transfer my crafting materials and get right back in there. That's how it's done. Okay, this might put me over the edge. I wonder if this one's further out. No, same. What do I want? 18% chance to slow on hit? Yeah, I should just stack that again. Because, yeah, now I'm going to be getting into, like, doing this boss. So having these modifiers right is really important. 18% chance to slow on hit. I don't remember enough about this game to know which boss is part of this monolith, but this might be the one. 18% chance to slow on hit, which is what I already have, but I need a little more stability. So yeah, just continue to stack that, get some more experience. Why not? All right, destroy both void spires, and they're both up here somewhere. Shrine and an objective. Good. Shrine and an objective. Boom. Love it. Love it. It's just so fast-paced and rewarding. Almost another half level. This lasts a little while.
Yes.
Let's see if we've got this boss unlocked yet. We don't. So... damn, now we gotta make a choice. Nothing that says deadly, that's for sure. Not increased damage. High health enemies take less than 25. Rare enemies have 50% increased cooldown, recovery, and speed. Okay, I think that's good. And that'll be paired with a chance to... Was that gonna get me there? Oof. It might not get me there. It's my last echo before our little break. Oh yeah, and it's waves. Love that. Love that for me. If I see missiles, I'm moving directly to those mobs. Okay, another shrine over here. Experience. Yeah, I'll take some experience, thank you. Might as well go take that other shrine. I don't think it really helps me that much. Yikes. Ooh. Yeah, the nice thing about it being the waves here is that I get the maximum stability because I've killed everything. So that probably did it for me. Yes, we have unlocked that quest. Perfect. Cool, we're all cleared up. We're ready to go. For those quests when I get back. I'm gonna take 10 though. I need to refuel. So I'm gonna pop on the break and we're gonna see you in 10 minutes, all right? Peace. my god, yeah. I want that permanently as my walk-in music. This is how I enter a room. All right. Let's get back to some Last Epoch blasting here. We are cluing up an empowered monolith here. We've unlocked all 3 quests, so I'm going to go ahead and do that while it's at 100 corruption, because somewhere in here in my collection of prophecies, there are a bunch that I'm going to fulfill by completing a corrupted or empowered monolith. So let's do that, starting with Void Scarred Necropolis. I'm going to finish up these quests. Yet another thing where the monolith excels to me as an endgame feature is because there's like a purpose to why you're doing all of these echoes. You're moving along a timeline or increasing the monolith's level of corruption could be another purpose. So there are just so many options. I've yet to even really explore dungeons, the arena. So there's so much more yet to come in Last Epoch for your boy Axxicus. Part of what I was going to do in the second half of this stream is give my thoughts about D4 and Last Epoch. I have a bit of experience now in both. I might want to consider running a little more towards these objectives before we get into that. But that just seems like a hot button topic right now. In fact, I've been asked on the stream earlier in the week about what my thoughts were. And I'll preface them by saying I'm a Diablo fanboy, first and foremost. I played probably more D3 than almost any other game out there. Okay, so put that in context. And I think the reasons I play, though, are because it's basically addictive, if I'm not gonna lie. But there are a couple of things that this game does that still capitalize on those pathways, but make them even better. And that's scary for what this game could be to me in my life. I'm really not following these objectives very well here. Brutal. But in any event, I played the Gauntlet and it was fun. It was, to be honest, a little better than I expected. Bigger map, more plentiful shrines. There's a video out there of me trying it out with my charge barb, but you know, then it basically came down to shrine buff, and the elites respawning were another mechanic that had to be known. And while I like the basic premise of having a level playing field and letting everybody challenge for a leaderboard like that, same map, same mobs, for me, I don't think I have the dedication to run that hundreds of times to optimize. I'd rather now, if that was like building my character's power level and progression in a way, and where it was more meaningful than simply being on a leaderboard, I might be well into that. But I ranked up somewhere in the top 300, I'd say. These quest echoes always take so much longer and are so much more involved, and I'm also doing a horrible job running around as I'm trying to talk. Both games I started as Druid, and I think hands down I've had a better experience as a Druid in Last Epoch. As a Werebear Druid specifically, I should say. Last Epoch is fulfilling my class fantasy about Werebear Druids better than Diablo 4 did. But, you know, in terms of just like buying the game out of the box and having an initial campaign experience, I honestly give that one to D4. I mean, I know they're a huge budget studio, but it's pretty tough to beat those cinematics that they had between the acts. While the campaign did take a pretty long while in D4, I felt like the story resonated with me more, and maybe that's just because I know a little bit more about Diablo lore. But in any event, I just felt way more connected to the story in Diablo 4 than I did in Last Epoch, where I really didn't quite know what was going on. I know this Yulia was part of the campaign in some way. She's gonna go down right now, though. She's gonna have to. I better have to wake up and start playing here. But for the campaign, I personally give that one to Diablo 4. It was just a matter of what had happened after that. And for the player base to have determined that the most effective tactic available was to kill trash repeatedly in normal dungeons in order to get to level 100 was really bad. So the fact that there's this whole monolith progression system here, that is a huge win for Last Epoch in terms of like late to end game.
Yes.
Then there's the matter of customizing your character, and I like the Paragon system in Diablo 4, but in terms of the skill tree, every one of your skills has one of those in Last Epoch, and you make very binary, pretty simple choices in Diablo 4. You have incredible variety and customization that you can do in Last Epoch. So Last Epoch totally takes it there. Okay, second quest in this chain. Oh, I wonder, are these going to be utilized in this quest? Because that would mean I go on take the boss with no modifiers, which would be epic and kind of accidental, but that's the benefit of kind of strategizing your way through the monolith. Yeah, so that right there, what we saw, a loading screen. That's the other thing I want to talk about in terms of the two games. Diablo 4 has a lot of loading screens, and I know Last Epoch had loading screen issues on launch, but those have been, eliminated. I'll just go ahead and say eliminated for me. But in terms of the end game activities, like progressing through an empowered monolith, it's so much more fun because I'm not on a loading screen for a vast majority of the time. Whereas if in Diablo 4, if I want uber unique items to power up my character, I'm killing Duriel, which means I'm on loading screens to enter and leave that instance repeatedly. Not to mention, to get the mats to go kill Duriel, I've had to go kill 2 other bosses that have loading screens on entering and leaving the instance. That is not very engaging gameplay. And Last Epoch is doing it without these loading screens that just get in the way of having fun and actually playing the game. Another thing that sucks your time not playing the game in Diablo 4 is going through your loot.
Yes.
We've all been there, looking at every item in your inventory and then decide, oh, that might be good for something, and you go over and you put it and you're running out of stash space and you've hoarded everything because it's really tough to decipher what a good item is. The loot filter makes all of that moot here. Loot is moot. I'm only getting shown what I want, and the crafting system helps me make it as powerful as it can be. So Last Epoch takes itemization, and you know, if D4 is going to do something with itemization for season 4, it better come with it, because it's a major problem. Loading screens and itemization take away my time from playing the game, which again, playing the game is fun. Doing the vaults this season, and even to a certain extent nightmare dungeons, like if that was leading to something, I like building my character's power enough to do the most challenging content, but then that's actually got to be challenging on one hand, and then on the other it's got to be really rewarding, and that's not what I'm seeing from Diablo 4 right now, is getting rewarded for doing the most challenging things. It's exact opposite in Last Epoch. I feel continuously rewarded for the time and effort that I'm putting in, and then it's also translating into character power and experience. So again, between the two games, Last Epoch is doing character progression a lot better. The other thing we'll touch on here as we run through this last quest is another combat situation. Oh, this is the boss. Hold that thought. I gotta pay attention here. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna fulfill a bunch of prophecies for me if I can get Hearten's husk down. Which I guess just stay out of purple stuff and I should be fine.
God's emperors, it was all for nothing. Accepted. The void is all that is left.
Should I be killing these things on the outside? Oh, had trouble moving there, did ya, big guy? Oh, I forget. Do I have to kill these things? Looks like they have a health bar, but doesn't feel like I can attack them. Oh, that's painful. Need some potions to drop.
Emperors, it was all for nothing. Accepted. The void is all that is left.
I will not accept the void. No, the void can't have me. I belong to the natural world.
Hear this calls. Can't you hear it? Drown in darkness. Gods, emperors, it was all for nothing.
That ability. I haven't quite figured that mechanic out yet, but I seem to survive. Things are gonna get sticky now. Just bringing it all together.
Void take you.
Oh, get out of there. Gotta be behind him for that. It looks like a conal attack from the front.
Abyss calls. Can't you hear it? Drown in darkness. Gods, emperors, it was all for nothing.
Getting there, getting there. I need to get him to 14%.
Accepted. The void is all that is left.
He's getting there. Stay out of purple stuff.
Let the void take you.
Woo.
Am I?
Nice. There's an empowered monolith down with a swipe Werebear Druid. And a bunch of prophecies fulfilled as well. I don't know what I want here. I have increased relic shard drop rate. Could possibly change it to ring. Sure. I haven't replaced any of these, so we'll replace that one. Nice. A bunch of prophecies fulfilled there. So the ground is littered. Nothing too great. Let's go back to end of time. Okay, so maybe we'll take a minute to check out this Circle of Fortune. I'm a little ways off from the level 7 reward, which will give me tier 7 affixes being twice as common to drop on gear. Very powerful. But the prophecies, which I've just fulfilled by doing an empowered monolith. I have a bunch of these for dungeons, like this one, Lightless Arbor, Soulfire Bastion, etc. So Lightless Arbor and Soulfire Bastion are going to grant me a lot of prophecy rewards, any dungeon. And then I'm actually gonna go pop over there as well and see if I can get any more dungeon related prophecies, and then we can run a few dungeons here for the last part of the stream. Rings, arena, Soulfire Bastion. Let's take it. Temporal Sanctum. I'd rather not that one, because go there to convert to legendary. Another Temporal Sanctum here. Relics. Geez, a lot of blood, frost, and death. Okay. I'm gonna take Temporal Sanctum there just to get a reroll. No. Get a reroll. Monolith with 14 corruption. That's pretty good. Take that anyway. That's probably it. Any dungeon, but short. Darn it. Don't want wands anyway. Last look. Anything? Okay, just take that. I'm not doing Temporal Sanctum though.
Yes? I was just on my way to amend a record. How can I help you?
Okay, let's grab the keys from my stash. I think we start with Soulfire Bastion. Why don't we do that? Now this will be a tier of the dungeon that I have not conquered yet. Probably going into tier 3 now, so might be a little more dangerous than I'm used to. I've only ever really done a dungeon when I was over leveled. Let's see. Oh yeah, tier 3, level 92, so I mean I'm right on it. 80% increased damage and health. I've been handling more than that in Echoes with level 100. But this has the dungeon mechanic as well. So you gotta switch between your fire or necrotic shield. And I think the more enemies you kill, the more you get to spend on loot at the end. The other thing I find about this dungeon is it's preferable to keep your fire shield up. The necrotic damage is a lot more predictable and moderate if it hits you, whereas the fire damage comes in out of nowhere, like you're seeing right now, and it can do really high damage. So I think you're gonna prefer to have, well, just as I say that, I get absolutely blasted with necrotic damage. Whoa. Again. Yeah, so level 92 here is nothing to be trifled with. But there's a prophecy, and we see a bunch of idols and purple gear dropping. That's why we're in here, to fulfill prophecies. Okay, the problem here is I got both damage types that are doing a lot of bad stuff here. Okay. Oh, that's amulets and rings. Ammy. Ring shards. Good stuff. Experience. I will also take some experience. Love to get to level 92 here. Made 1.5 levels since the stream started, so it's moving along still. Okay, it's ticking away through empowered monoliths. Ooh, so much loot on the ground. These different color idols are affixes that I would prefer in this build. Shout out Lizard IRL for the build guide and the loot filter, helping me out immensely. I'm gonna need to pick up some health potions here. Another prophecy fulfilled. This is why we're doing dungeons. Look at it all. Look at it all. High challenge, high reward. That's how it's done. Right there. That's how it's done. This last little fire breather's gotta have a seat, though. That is so satisfying. Now, it all might just be going to the trash, but it feels great, man. We're looking for the second floor here. Anybody seen the second floor? So avoid necrotic. Keep the fire shield up. Avoid necrotic. Not a good job of avoiding necrotic there, Axe. Don't want a cleaver. Don't clog up my bag. Guess I'm gonna try moving north. Haste. Love it. Man. I might have to go back. Empty my bags. Oh, there's that scorpion necrotic death ray beam. That thing will definitely hurt. Here we go. Proceed. All right. On to the second floor of the dungeon. Enemies are going to have more health and do more damage here. They're now at 120% increased damage. Jeez, this is going to hurt. I'm going to go fire shield, even though they're necrotic enemies. Because of these flamethrower guys. Oh, and there was a necrotic explosion from this spermy sperm. Darn it. Okay. Well, see? That's what I was saying I like about this game, though. Challenging, highly rewarding, but you could die, and there's a consequence. So I ain't gonna hate on that. I gotta be better. Right. So let's head back there. Pretty sure there's a stash at the beginning where I can get another key. This time, remember, we're going east. That door was on the east.
To chat.
Another Soulfire Bastion. I think I'm just gonna pop a bunch of loot in here for now. Check it out later. These are huge idols. I don't really... I'm just gonna trash them. Okay, let's give it another go. Is this game missing the spacebar command, though? I really like that evade on the spacebar in Diablo 4, and I know it comes from Lost Ark as well. Which I liked it there. That was the first time I experienced that. I think that's a great mechanic. And could this game use a little dodge like that? Yeah. I just find my spacebar is being hovered over by my thumb, and it's just begging to be used more regularly. So anything we can put there would be welcome. I don't want that clogging up my inventory. Okay, back to the second floor. A little more of a quick run this time through. Oh my God. Lost connection. Wow. Now it's really punishing me when you wipe a second time. All right. What can you do but get back in there and do it again? Soulfire Bastion gonna be the death of me. Let's go again. Gotta play perfect on that second floor.
Hey, you. Over here.
These buffs don't leave you, the souls. So I'm up to 1421 now from doing a couple runs, so I could afford to just run a little bit. And I'm not even sure how good that gear will be. Maybe it's really worth it. I'm not sure. All right. Okay, necrotic shield is up. Fire shield up, but necrotic enemies here and fire. Come on, get out of here, map. I don't trust hanging around, not even a bit. Fire, back to fire. This is trouble. Trouble. I'm letting too many enemies chase me down there. Man, these fire things will not leave me alone. That's too much going on there. Too much going on. One thing I will pride this game for is the visibility of enemy abilities that can be telegraphed. Why? Just go before you die. That's something I feel D4 is lacking in the combat, as fun as it is sometimes. When you get into that last room on the vault, you don't know what's going on the ground anymore between your ability, enemy abilities. God forbid you're in a party.
Come to play with fire.
Last Epoch does that right. Where's the E button? Why can't I change the shield? It's only going necrotic. Come on. No bueno. No bueno. Well, am I certainly glad that I have a stash tab full of these keys. This is challenging for me. Now that definitely seemed like something was wrong. I was pressing my dungeon ability, like spamming it, and it was only sticking on the necrotic shield. So I don't know what was up with that. Ooh, +3 to Maelstrom. That's a keeper. Might investigate that one a little later. Okay, let's try this again. Now I've got nearly 1,500 souls, so I can afford to just run through this with a fire shield now. Oh, we're blocked there now. Can I go around up top, or does it have to be around on the bottom? That whole corner is blocked off. Okay. I'm gonna go down and around at the roundabout. No, I can't. Man, oh man, where do I go? Could it be like a completely different layout where the door is somewhere else? Yes, it is. Okay, good to know. Found my way. Alright, that might be the case for the second floor too, in which case we're back to playing Last Epoch. I gotta kill off some of these because they will follow you around for the entire time, shooting those fireballs. Okay, we're blocked off down here. Ooh, that's a lot of necrotic damage coming in all at once. Possessed golem. Ah! Gosh, I gotta be quicker on the trigger than that. Gotta get rid of these fire breathers. Get a fresh run. Gold amulet. Oh man, dead end again. This all looked like it was going to be blocked off. It is blocked off. Like I said, Last Epoch. We're going all the way to the other side. Ah, get out of there. Too much going on, man. And I'm out of potions. Oh man, made nice work of that plywood there on the rampage. Come on already, where's the boss? Oh. Oh, something's not right there. Oh my gosh, this is sprawling layout. Uh-oh, necrotic death beam. No. Gotta get out of here. Finally. Beacon of hope. Okay. Let's make sure this dungeon ability works. Fire, necro. Fire, necro. Alright. Fire, necro. Fire.
Come to play with fire.
Necro.
Come, my minions.
Again. There it is.
Yes. Minions.
Go, 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 go. Alright. Finally. Down. Prophecies fulfilled. Yes! ring, 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 ring. Couple legendary potential there. Ooh, that's a cool looking ring. Hollow finger. Cool. Soulfire Bastion down. Next would be Lightless Arbor, but I guess I'll take a trip to town before then. Grab a key. I don't think I've ever done a Lightless Arbor. Gonna hang on to that ring. Might not be a bad amulet.
Yes.
The rest can go to charity.
Be well.
Okay, Lightless Arbor. Now I might have not ever done this dungeon. So does that mean I start on tier 1? Oh, first of all, I'm not even at the waypoint. Alright, well I've got to run up then. Okay, so where do I gotta run? Up to the Shrouded Ridge, which is north. So that one. Is that it already? Yes. Not a very far run. Good, good. And now, this should take me to the Lightless Arbor, straight north. Oh, I guess I gotta cross a bridge. Didn't have to, but wanted to. Yeah, so let's talk future possibilities for D4 and Last Epoch. Last Epoch, this is a 1.0 version of the game. It's showing a lot of promise, especially in the way that it's engaged me in its gameplay, especially in the way I hear about the developers connecting with its community of players and taking their feedback and building it into the game. Don't see that as much from Blizzard. I'm sure they have to do it in some capacity because you couldn't be a modern development shop without doing that.
Hello?
But Season 4 for them is everything for the short and midterm future of that game. In Diablo 3, it was too little too late. They eventually came around and did a lot of the things that were wanted by the community in that game. But let's hope D4 doesn't make that same mistake. They need a huge rework for Season 4 to bring us back. Season 3 was a bit of a disaster. The sky's the limit though for Last Epoch. They've already got so much to build on here. And the player base continues to be steady, which is really impressive. I think D4's is declining at this point. It might be the lowest it's ever been. And the Gauntlet ain't bringing everyone back. So, in terms of the future possibilities, gotta lean Last Epoch. Oh, I have done this once, and I'm only on the tier 2, which is level 65, so I'm over leveled here, but still fulfilling some prophecies, so we'll have a little bit of a nice chiller time. Which one is this? What's the dungeon ability? Burning Amber. Oh, and what does it do? Enemies outside the Amber's light deal much more damage and take much less damage. Activate this ability to move the Amber to a target location or recall it. Okay, so if some ranged attacker is doing a lot of damage on me, I do that. Oh, I forgot to go cash in those soul embers. That's something I can... Ah, well. Search for the last Titan. I do not remember doing this dungeon. I don't think anything is really gonna hurt me too much, though. Regardless of using that ability. I just hope I know what to do on the boss. Prophecy's already fulfilled, though. Oh, so there's a situation like that where you put it out there. Cool looking dungeon though, I like this aesthetic. Here we go, second floor. Might have to run this again at a proper level. Ooh. Oh, okay, there's the map it's kicking in. Oh, I'm lighting the kindling. And now I may pass. Recall that ember. Into the Titan's Hollow we go. Okay, looks like we're blocked up there. And here. And there, so maybe we really gotta go down, south or east. Yeah, not looking good traveling up here, no. Should probably loop back around. Well, let's see how far it goes over here. Yeah. Gonna start to get blocked off, probably. Maybe not. Okay, we're deep in now. We're deep in. Where's the door? Might not be here at all. Turning me more north, which is not good because we were blocked off from north. Oh, but I seem to be... Oh. Another long, sprawling run through a dungeon. I'm over-leveled on this one, so I'm just really running through, having a bit of a chill time. Just really trying to fulfill some prophecies from doing this dungeon, and I don't think I'd done it before. Or if I did, I don't remember. Here we go. Okay, what's this kind of boss? In Titan's Rest.
Human, we are. You must. I was in her absence. I will protect humans, even if it is only by guiding you.
Search the last type. Okay. Mountain beneath? I don't even think I've ever fought you, buddy. And you're not taking any damage from what I can tell. Is this another one of these pillar situations? Oh, access kindling. Oh, that was a little training tutorial, was it? Okay, let's recall the amber and let's go put it on the other side. Yeah, now this guy's losing health, or something I'm doing is causing him to lose health. Maybe killing these roots. Maybe kindling. Oh, is he going down? Oh, I'm gonna enter him. Oh, his heart. Oh. Oh, scissor poison thing. Nice. Woo. All right. Now, yeah, these are leveled for the dungeon I was rolling, unfortunately. Might roll that one again at a higher level. All right. Is there anything to do in this dungeon at the end? Oh yeah, look, what? Exit the mountain. Oh, nice stash tab there, that's good.
We've done it! That is oh yes, yes. Wither and dark. You are not you. There is no need to thank me. You're the one who saved
Search for the last Titan. Is he in the corrupted lake?
It's probably the last forest in
No.
this ruined world. But that is okay.
Vault of Uncertain
well.
Fate. What is this? Adds a chest that drops a rare item, an exalted item, a unique item, and a set item. Also, Last Epoch already has vaults. Oh, I can keep paying? Oh my gosh, we're bringing gambling into this game now? Look out. You had me at hello. Yeah, I want every item in the chest to be duplicated or have a chance. Adds a key to a random chest. Sure, I'll add that too. Adds an additional rune. Oh, please. You can always use those. Duplicates every chest. Yeah, we're getting into the 113,000. Adds a unique weapon to a random chest. Oh, wait now. What am I doing? Am I spending gold? No. Okay, I think I better enter before I do something I regret. Cool. Cool vault opening. Ooh. Okay, we got 2 chests. Woo. Wow, cool looking. Jeez, got 2 of those for the set of Time Rot. Yeah, underlevel gear. Wow, good rewards. Damn, I should have kept paying if I could have afforded that. Yeah, just a bit underleveled stuff because it's... Alright, that was Lightless Arbor. I like that one. It's going to be a little more challenging though, doing it at my own level, which I might do again here, just to see how it feels. Cool set of blades there. I don't think anything else was really speaking to me. Alright folks, real life is about to hit me real soon, so I gotta call it a day, end this stream. That was my level 90 Werebear Druid swiping his way through an empowered monolith front to back. And we ran a couple of dungeons, learned our lesson a few times in Soulfire Bastion. And lots of chat throughout the stream about D4 versus Last Epoch and my thoughts for what they're worth on my experience playing these two games so far. So hope you enjoy having a watch. Don't forget to give it a like and a subscribe if you're into the gaming content from a casual gaming dad perspective. I always appreciate the support, and we'll see you guys around in the next one. Later.